Hey guys, do you have a liner type pool and do you run into problems with stains that gets embedded in your liner? If you do, be sure and watch this video. We deal with this pretty much every spring and I'm getting ready to do the whole process of getting rid of my stains. Come on, I'll show you how. Well, hey guys, Jeff here. Welcome back to the channel and thanks for tuning in. As I told you earlier, we deal with this almost every year, and that is staining in the liner. We have had problems with metals in our water in the past. We've kind of got that under control, and we think the reason we still are dealing with staining is because it just got so much metal in it. It's still kind of oozing out of the liner. Best description and best answer that they could come up with. So anyway, our staining is not near as bad as it has been in the past, but we always do this treatment in the spring, and so anyway, we started seeing the stains popping, so we wanted to get it nipped in the bud pretty quick. So anyway, I'm getting ready to start the process, and I thought I'd bring you guys along. I'll walk you through this step by step. Okay guys, the first thing you're going to want to do is get your chlorine levels down to 0 in your pool. You have to have that down before you can start any treatment additives to knock this problem out. So the way you make that happen is like the way I did 2 days ago. In the afternoon, I just shut my chlorine generator down and just turned it off, so it's no longer trying to make converting salt to chlorine. And then yesterday afternoon, I added this product that's from BioGuard, and it's called Out. And the way this works is there's a chart on the back, and it will tell you how much chemical to put in, and your cap is your measuring device. And anyway, if you have any questions, you can just, the people that you work with your pool company that you get your pool supplies from, they can help you, tell you exactly how much you need. But anyway, I did that and just poured it in. You want your water circulating, and it takes, I did this late yesterday afternoon, and this morning I went in and did a chemical check, and mine, it brings it down pretty fast, and it doesn't take a lot of this. And anyway, my chlorine level's now down to 0, and that leads to the next step. Okay, so after you get your chlorine levels to 0, or as close to them as you can, then you're ready to put in the product, and it's called Erase Iron and Stain Remover. This stuff is absolutely amazing. It will work right before your eyes. The stain is there, and then the stain is gone. It's pretty amazing to watch this happen. Now, all right, so for me, I turned my pump off probably about 2 or 3 hours ago. Your pool is designed to circulate the water pretty good clip. And so you could have the little currents going underneath the water that you don't even see, or so you want to turn that off and just give your pool time to get nice and still. No need to be in a rush, so just you work it out and time it. So anyway, now I'm going to put this in, and for me, most everything that we've got going on with our staining is right around the curve where it goes straight down over to the bottom. So I'm going to go real slow and just focus on pouring everything around the perimeter. And this is like a white powder. It goes on very easy. In fact, I'm gonna give it a little shake just to make sure I don't come out in clunks. And then I'll start working it down. And our 2 worst areas seem to always be right up here in the front near the step area. And you can see my discoloration all through here. So I'm just gonna start easing it in. And you can see it just slowly works down to the liner. Okay, so all 4.5 bottles are in for me. Again, I'm 27,000 gallon pool, and again, everything is off, nothing's circulating, nothing is on all the equipment behind the pool. Everything's just dead still. So now we play the waiting game. They say minimum of 30 minutes. I'm going to do probably an hour, a little more than an hour of just letting it sit and soak its way in and just let it do its thing. Okay guys, I just wanted to give you a quick progress report just to show you how awesome this chemical is. So I'm not even 15 minutes in from when we signed off before. Just fast forward 15 minutes and already pretty much all of my staining is gone. So let me show you as best I can. All of my staining was right around the edge, and I don't know if you could see it from before, but it was dark brown, not a dark brown, but it was like a tan brown all through here and all up the side of our lining, which was different this year for us. We've never really had it come up the side, but in just 15 minutes it has already taken all of that out. And again, we don't have any water moving, and it just kind of settled right down to where the troubled areas are. And so always with our pool, this is the first areas that show up, and this is what gets the worst, is up here and over here. And you can see it is clean as a pin already, and we're 15 minutes into this process. Okay guys, so an hour went by and I turned on the circulation pumps, and you can see the water is churning and circulating well. And since I turned that on, now another hour has gone by. And so now it's time to add this next layer of chemical. It's called Pool Magnet Plus. This is like just an added kick in the backside. It just aids up the other product that we put in, the erase. And this also helps pull stains off the liner. And for my size pool, we need 4 bottles. And what I usually do is just walk and pour. So let's start putting this in now. There we go. All right, bottle number 2, and I usually do, I don't know if there's a rhyme or reason if it matters, but I usually do 2 bottles down each side. All right, so bottle number 3, and coming down this side. Now, one thing that's worth noting is this product right here is advertised. If you have light staining, and if the staining has not been there very long, this product could probably work to take care of your issues alone without having to do the erase. But what I have run into more times than not, I can put this in and it'll take most of the stain, and then shortly thereafter the stain will be right back. And so when we start getting stains, we just go through the full process, because this stuff's not cheap and I don't want to have to buy 4 bottles twice. And so we just go ahead and get the whole thing and just go through what we're doing now. All right, and bottle number 4. Okay, so just a couple clarifications. At this point, all the chemicals are in that we're going to use for getting the stains out. The chlorine generator is not on. We are not generating chlorine right now. The only thing I'm doing is circulating water through my sand filter, and obviously circulating through the pool, just to work all this stuff up and let it have plenty of time to dilute evenly in the pool, and to get that chemical all over the material to pull all the staining out. So from this point, we've done all we can do today. Okay guys, forward to the next morning, and now we have had our product in the pool overnight, and it is time to work to do the sparkle up. So let me explain one part, and then I'll talk about the sparkle up and why you need it. So one of the things that you need to know is how much sparkle up to put in. You put this in your skimmers and they get sucked right down and go right on top of your sand filter. So you need to know how much of that to put in, and the way you figure that is you have to know the diameter of your sand filter. So for me, you can just do a measurement all the way around with a measuring tape, and then easiest way, that's going to give you your circumference, unless it's written on there somewhere. I just did it real quick because it's so easy. So I measured the distance, and I just plugged that into Google and said, hey, if my circumference is, in my case, 90 inches, what is my diameter? And it comes up to almost 30 inches. I'm gonna go with 30 inches. So anyway, that's the part of the equation on how big your canister is, or your sand filter is. Now let's go back and talk about why are we doing sparkle up. And let me show you this. Sparkle up is a filtration enhancement, and what it does is it specifically pulls the metals. Besides helping your sand filter better, it specifically gets the metals out of your water, specifically copper and iron. All right, so the way it does that, and I've actually seen this because when I went into every 3 years you need to change the sand in your filter, and I did mine, and when I did it I saw that this powder was laying right across the top of the sand that was inside the filter, and it just puts a nice even coating across the top, and it was about this thick, and the water has to flow through that and that's how it captures the metal. So anyway, for me, I need to do 6 capfuls of this for my sand filter. It doesn't have anything to do with how much water you got. It's totally about the size of your sand filter. So anyway, my calculations, I need 6 capfuls. I'm gonna do 3 in this skimmer, 3 in the other skimmer. So anyway, let's get on with that part. All right, so all that product has dissolved. It's working its way now over to the top of the chlorine generator. Or, I didn't mean to say that. On top of the sand filter. And so for me now, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the chlorine generator back on, which is this device here. Now you can flip the breaker. For me, I just unplug it. So we'll plug this back in. This is just plugging it back into the control box. And we will have our indications. This is normal when it first turns on. As it's booting up, it's going through its internal checks, and it's also checking the water, and it'll cycle back and forth for a little while. This is flow indicator, and then I have mine set on 60%. Might turn that up here later on to get my chlorine readings up, but for now we just let that dude do its job. Well guys, I had really hoped to be able to bring you a really cool final finish up on this video, but since the last section of doing the chem and the sparkle up, we have had a week of rain, torrential downpours, wind. I can show you all the debris that's blown in. We just have a mess to clean up, which is no big deal. I can get that taken care of fairly easily. But anyway, the pool is still not in the best shape. I mean, the stains are all gone, but my chems are off with all the rainwater that's come in. My alkalinity's up way off, and my pool is hazy. So anyway guys, I'm going to finish up this video. Of course, again, all the stains, all the process that I showed you in this video, the stains are all gone and everything looks great with a liner. And I'm going to just dub this video is already long, and I'm sorry it is as long as it is. Just a lot of information to convey, but I will pick up on the next video, and we will continue on with the chemicals and getting the pool, all your pool levels right, and getting the pool crystal sparkly clear. So be sure and tune in on the next one for that. Anyway guys, thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it so much, and we'll talk to you again real soon with the next following up video. So for now, take care. We'll see you soon. See ya.